Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the Blue Ridge Auto Group Truck Series from the SCSRA here in our championship race at Phoenix. My name is Josh Hall. This is Intensity Broadcasting. We are live here at Phoenix for the final race of the season for the SCSRA Truck Series. 4 drivers competing for a championship. We see them highlighted in green on the leaderboard on the left of the screen. That is Tyler Aspinall right here in the 45. You've got Eddie Morris in the 8. You've got Devin Bucciano in the 68. And you've got Nick Fuller in the 14. And it doesn't matter who wins this race. A non-playoff driver, one of these 4 drivers could end up not winning the race. It just depends on who is the highest finisher out of these 4 drivers. So these drivers are going to be battling each other all race long to try to win a championship. Again, stage points don't matter. We do have a stage, but the points do not matter. The race points do not matter. It is just winner take all. The highest finisher will be your champion here tonight. So 125 laps will be the distance. Your stage break will be on lap number 50. And of course, we want to thank Blue Ridge Auto Group for being our sponsor this season. Link down below if you're looking for a brand new or used Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, or Ram. Check out Blue Ridge Auto Group at the link down below. So practice has concluded. We're going to get qualifying underway here. We'll see who our first drivers are to make their way onto pit road. Now, night race tonight, so cloud cover is not going to be a difference. I know the last few weeks, drivers were waiting to catch that cloud to try to get some speed in their race trucks, but tonight that doesn't matter as the track temperature is going to be nice and cool to begin with. Let's take a look at the weather here tonight. 77 degrees is the air temperature, 80 degrees is the track temperature, not very humid, 56% humidity. These trucks are going to be fast here tonight. As our first drivers make their way out onto the racetrack, looks like our first driver is Brett Merle in the 11. Merle has issues here on his opening lap already. Gonna have to go to a backup truck for the remainder of qualifying. Here's Brian Merle Jr. coming down the backstretch. Daniel Wiles also out there making his lap. Eddie Morris. Let's see our first driver. Looks like Junior is going to be the first driver to come down across the stripe. Going to dive right down through that dog leg. Currently, Daniel Wiles up to the top of the leaderboard. Junior comes down into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. And to the start-finish line. See Daniel Wiles coming down across the stripe. Devin Bucciano on his first lap moves up into the second position. Let's see what he's able to do here on his second lap. Uses that apron through turns 1 and 2 to help get that car to turn, or truck to turn. We see that a lot. Kevin Harvick used to do that there when that used to be turns 3 and 4. As we know, the track has flip-flopped, and now turns 1 and 2. Oh, Devin loses it. Backs it into the wall just before the stripe. As Tyler Aspinall now goes second quickest. See if he's able to improve on his time here. Coming through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Down across the stripe. And Aspinall jumps up to the top of the leaderboard. So 3 of our 4 championship contenders in the top 5. as Fuller comes down across the stripe. His first lap's going to put him up 6th quickest. So he's able to improve on that here on his second lap. Down through turns 3 and 4, and to the stripe, and Nick Fuller jumps up to the top of the leaderboard. So all 4 championship drivers currently in the top 5. Ryan Gomes out on the racetrack, coming down the backstretch. To the stripe, and his first lap is going to put him up into the 7th position. See if he's able to improve here on his second lap. Cuts the dog leg severely through the front stretch there. Down through turns 1 and 2. Down through turns 3 and 4, Ryan Gomes going to come across the stripe here, and he's going to stay in that 7th position. Joseph Wright coming down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Oh, he loses it off of the corner. He's going to slide across the stripe backwards. So he's going to stay in that 10th position, and that is going to do it for qualifying. Everybody has made their qualifying attempt. We do have a couple drivers, though, who could sneak in here in the next 5 minutes. So as of right now, looks like 14 drivers getting set to take the green flag here tonight at Phoenix in our Championship 4 race. Well, we got a moment. We want to thank all of our great partners here in the SCSRA, including Blue Ridge Auto Group, our series sponsor. If you're looking for a new or used Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in the Tennessee area, check out Blue Ridge Auto Group at the link down below. Of course, Dev Sports Cards sponsors our Next Gen series. They'll be tomorrow night, so don't want to miss that Final Four over on Noma TV. Of course, Morse Customs, if you're looking for a brand new paint job for your iRacing vehicle, check out Morse Customs on Facebook. Also, I wanted to thank our great partners here on Intensity Broadcast, including our website. Help support our channel by visiting intensitybroadcasting.com. Pick up a hat, t-shirt, coffee mug, league gear, or some of Atlee Atman Weiss's gear there, as well as his racing season's about to kick off in a few weeks. So all that over at intensitybroadcasting.com. There is a link down below in the description. Of course, you also have Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. Visit raceepi.com. And, of course, our great partner over at Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Their products, the patented design makes them incredibly accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. And we have just a few moments left here in qualifying. Well, we bring in our top 4 and see who... Oh, they might be having their driver's meeting right now, so we're not going to pull anybody in here just yet. So we'll wait just a few more moments for the qualifying to end here, see if anybody else sneaks in at the last moment. Of course, next season's going to be just as exciting. Starting on February 20th, we'll have the Clash at Daytona. Then we'll have our Daytona race on the 27th. Then we'll move on to Michigan, Homestead, Dover. Move over to the Indy Oval, Richmond, Watkins Glen, Rockingham, New Hampshire, and Texas. Before moving on to our round of 12, round of 8, and round of 4. Actually, let me pull this up. Get this on the screen for you so you can take a look at next season. So if you're interested in racing with the SCSRA, you can check them out on Facebook at the SCSRA Facebook page, or you can reach out to Devin Butchino. But here you go. Here is next season's schedule here. And again, Daytona, Michigan, Homestead, Dover, Indy Oval. Love the return to the Indy Oval. We do have we have coffee mugs. So Craig's asked if we have drinkware. We do have coffee mugs. Intensity Broadcasting coffee mugs, as well as SCSRA coffee mugs, I believe, as well. So link down below at the description. You can find all that out. And then we return to Watkins Glen. I'm excited for Watkins Glen. That always puts on a great show. Rockingham, a new track for these drivers. Old school track. They'll move on to New Hampshire and Texas. Round of 12 from Darlington and Talladega. Round of 8, Bristol and Kansas. And then rounding out the season championship race at Las Vegas. So you'll love to see it. Looking forward to a great season next season. And the Cup Series will be mirroring this series. I believe it's got the exact same format. Yep, they're going to have the exact same races, both for the Truck Series and Xfinity Series. So that's going to be an awesome one. So check that out next season. If you're looking to race with us, you can talk to Devin Butchino and or David Hartney, Eddie Morris, any of the league admins, and they can get you going and set you up here. Let's take a look, though, at our starting grid. Mike Moultrie sneaks in at the last second, takes over the pole. Nick Fuller is going to start back in second. Tyler Aspinall and Daniel Wiles bring up row number 2. Then you'll find Devin Butchino and Eddie Morris teammates back in row number 3. Ryan Gomes and Michael Provolt back in row 4. And then David Wright and Joseph Wright brothers back in row number 5. Chuck Balance roll off from the 11th spot with Brian Merle Jr. back in 12th. And rounding out your field tonight will be Brett Merle and David Hartney. So field getting ready to roll off of pit road. We get ready for the action. 125 laps here from Phoenix to crown a champion in the SCSRA Blue Ridge Auto Truck Series here on Intensity Broadcasting. Pace truck makes that hard left-hand turn onto pit road, entry on the backstretch. Moultrie is going to lead them all the way down the backstretch towards the Geico restart zone. Top 4 will be highlighted in green on the ticker here tonight. This green flag is in the air, and we are racing here at Phoenix down into turn number 1 for the first time. And already you see 3 wide racing down into turn number 1, and Tyler Aspinall going to dive to the bottom, take the lead away from Mike Moultrie. Oh, Nick Fuller gets loose up into the outside wall. Hard contact with the outside wall. A couple other drivers, David Hardy, Charles Ballance caught up in this one as well. Tough break for Nick Fuller, one of our championship drivers, losing it on lap number 1. That's going to bring out our first wreckage rewind. As we take a look here to see what happened. See Fuller up on the high side, 3 wide. He's got Mike Moultrie up there. It looks like he just kind of got, yeah, you see him get out of the gas there, so you could already feel the back end starting to slide around. Just looks like he loses it all by himself up on the high side, catches Moultrie just a little bit, then overcorrects it hard into the outside wall. Bounces back across the track in front of Eddie Morse. Eddie Morse gets a little bit of damage there. Doesn't look like anything to be worried about. Dave Hartney gets run over from behind from Chuck Ballance trying to check up for the wreck. So you see Nick Fuller on pit road going a lap down here. Let's take a look at Eddie Morris's truck, see how much damage there is to that machine. From here, it doesn't look like there's any damage to that 8 machine. Looks like Eddie got away with one right there. So he's going to be able to continue on, but losing a couple spots there, having to check up for that wreck. How about Tyler Aspinall? Making a wild jump there to the bottom, 3 wide to take over the lead on lap number 1. Says, let's go, boys. There's Cheeseburger in the chat. As always, good to see you, Cheesy. So the lights are off on the pace truck. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to refire them here. With Nick Fuller still down on pit road. Doesn't look like he's taking his reset. Looks like he's trying to get this truck fixed up. As the pace truck again pulls off on the backstretch. A little bit unique pit road here. Entrance to pit road is on the backstretch, and it cuts deep through the front stretch dog leg. Tyler Aspinall leading them back down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing as Tyler Aspinall jumps back out to the lead. Everybody kind of being a little more conservative on this restart. Big horse up on the high side, trying to get around the 95 of Michael Provolt. He's got Dave right there in front of him. He's going to clear Provolt down into the corner. He's got a little bit higher lane. As I said, his sights on Dave Wright. He's going to cut the corner through the dog leg, which is legal here. You can drive all the way down as low as you want, as long as you give room back to the drivers to the outside of you. Now Eddie Morris takes a look around the high side and goes into the 6th position around David Wright. He's going to set his sights on the 55 of Ryan Gomes. Nick Fuller is back on the racetrack, and it looks like he did indeed take his reset. So he's going to have to be a little bit more cautious, and he is actually 2 laps down. Fortunately, he will have the stage break on lap number 50, but he'll be able to get one of the laps back. As Joseph Wright and Michael Provolt battle it out here. This is a battle for the 8th position. David Hartley and Brian Merle Jr. battling out. It was a battle for 10th. out. He was involved in that last incident. Doesn't look like he got too much damage. He didn't come down pit road and get any repair, so it doesn't look like that damage is hindering that machine at all. As Eddie Morris now makes a move down underneath the 55 of Ryan Gomes, and Dave Wright goes around on the front stretch. That's going to bring out another wreckage rewind as we take a look here to see what brought out this most recent incident or caution. Take a look here from the flag stand as just loops it there right in front of his brother and just comes right down to the inside here. Doesn't make too much contact with the inside wall, so he should be able to continue on just fine. Lawrence said I think he had to tow. He did have to tow. Fortunately for him, though, this is this early caution's a bit of a blessing in surprise, or blessing in disguise here. That's going to allow Nick Fuller to get around here and get one of his laps back. When they come across the stripe this time, he will get that lucky dog. And then, when we get to the stage at lap 50, unless we have another caution, he will be able to get himself back onto the lead lap and race for a championship. We should see Nick Fuller up there. He goes accelerating to the outside of the field. So Nick Fuller able to get one of his 2 laps back. When we come around this time by Tyler Aspinall, should see the 1 to go before we go back green flag racing. I don't think Nick Fuller is going to come down pit road and pit here. He might come down and take fuel. He's got the opportunity to pit. But it appears he's going to pass right by pit road and catch right up. So we should see the 1 to go here. Lights on the base truck should shut off. Oh, we're going to go one more lap before that happens. Some more exciting racing for you this week here on Intensity Broadcasting. Thunderstruck Short Series Leagues back on Thursday nights here. And we have our INSS on Sunday nights for a couple more weeks. They'll be rounding up their season in 2 weeks. Of course, we've got Thunderstruck on Monday nights as well, so if you're a fan of short track racing, check out the racing on Mondays and Thursdays. Sundays as well, as the Street Stock Series with the INSS has been some fantastic racing this season. They'll be on dirt at Kern County this week. Then they move on to Lucas Oil Raceway for their season finale in 2 weeks. So that's on Sunday night starting at 8 o'clock here on Intensity Broadcasting. Lights on the pace truck are off. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Tyler Aspinall is going to choose the inside lane, putting Mike Multrek back up on the outside. Then you find Daniel Wiles and Devin Butchino back in row number 2. Eddie Morris climbs back up into the 5th spot with Ryan Gomes up to 6th. Pace truck pulls down on the pit road. Tyler Aspinall leads the field down the long backstretch. Back towards the restart zone. They make their way off of turn number 4 to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air, and we are back racing here. As the field really spreads out through the dog leg. We see Daniel Wiles taking a look down to the inside of Mike Moutre, trying to take over that second spot. They go side by side. Tyler Aspinall is loving to see that, as he wants them to continue to battle back there. Continue to battle side by side for second place. Eddie Morris now coming into the picture. Here comes Devin Bucino taking a look down to the inside of Daniel Wiles, and Eddie Morris tries to make it 3 wide there for a second. They are going to be 3 wide as they head towards turn number 1. Down the backstretch as Tyler Aspinall continues to lead here. It spreads out down in through the dog leg. And Moultrie now has a little bit of run on the inside. Trying to take the lead back away from Tyler Aspinall as Devin Bucino moves himself to the inside of Daniel Wiles, tries to take over that 3rd position. Now Devin Bucino slides up in the 3rd spot around Daniel Wiles, and here comes Eddie Morris trying to get into this mix as well. Down off of turn number 4, here comes the field. Morris trying to get around Daniel Wiles now. Take a look off the back bumper of Wiles' truck. And Eddie averted the disaster there earlier when Nick Fuller had a little incident there in the corner and ended up coming across the nose of Eddie Morris. Doesn't look like the damage that he sustained, if any, is slowing that truck down. Meanwhile, up front, Tyler Aspinall still trying to hold off Mike Moutre. And yellow flag is out, and it looks like it might be for the 11 of Brett Merle. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind as we take a look to see what happened to Brett here. Start to get loose there way back in turn number 2. Catches the inside wall. There's a solo car spin. And surprisingly, we don't see anybody making their way down on the pit road. But Nick Fuller is going to be able to get himself back onto the lead lap here, as he will be your lucky dog when the leader comes across the start-finish line. See, the yellow flag is being waved and it is out. And should see Nick Fuller here jump to the outside. Get himself back onto the lead lap. And surprisingly, nobody's come down pit road yet. We are on lap number 21, so we are almost halfway through the stage. Quickly approaching 100 laps to go. Tyler Aspinall made that big jump down to the inside on the initial start of the race to take the lead, and he hasn't turned back. He hasn't looked back since the drop of the green flag. Jared Wright says if Devin Butchno doesn't finish top 3 tonight, he'll lose his bet on FanDuel. Devin's currently up in the 3rd spot. But again, all that matters here is where he finishes in regards to the other 3 Chase drivers. Of course, Nick Fuller back on the lead lap now, so he's going to be restarting from the 13th position. Tyler Aspinall is currently your leader. Again, Devin Butchno runs back in 3rd, and Eddie Morris in the 5th position. So here's where your 4 Chase drivers are. You can see them at all times highlighted in green on the ticker. Here we go. Lights on. The pace truck will be shutting off this time. It looks like Tyler Aspinall might be taking the high side on this restart. So a little different strategy here on this restart. Hitting Moultrie down on the bottom. Which with that big dog leg, that might not be the best of moves here. You know, Moultrie is going to be able to dive all the way down to the bottom as the field comes off of turn number 2. Pace truck makes its way down that long pit road on the backstretch. Tyler Aspinall again leads them off of turn number 4. Green flag is back in the air. We're back racing as we see the field spread out again down into turn number 1. And Aspinall able to slide well out in front of Mike Moultrie this time from the high side as Devin Butchno fights with Daniel Wiles on the low side. Down the backstretch they come towards turn number 3. Butchno tries to get the nose down underneath Wiles to take over that 3rd spot. As they come down through the dog leg there, Eddie Morris is going to dive all the way down to the bottom as they go a little 3-wide racing through the dog leg. Butchno just not able to make anything happen as Wiles runs a little bit higher through turns 1 and 2. Gets that momentum off the corner for the long drag race down the backstretch. And Mike Moultrie thought about taking a look down to the inside of Tyler Aspinall, but not quite close enough to make that happen as here comes Devin Butchno working around the inside. And now Eddie Morris going to take 2 here going into turn number 1. No, he's going to think that better of it. He backs out of it. They were almost just 3 wide for 2nd or 3rd place. And because of that, that stacks up the field behind Eddie Morris as here comes Joe Wright taking a look up to the high side here. Morris going to dive back down to the bottom. Almost able to force it 3 wide on Devin Butchno. As Devin and Wiles continue to battle it out here for the 3rd position. And 3rd place doesn't really mean anything unless there wasn't a driver ahead of them, because it's all about who finishes higher out of the final 4 as Devin Wiles pulls off to the side and lets Devin Butchno by. Further back, we've got a battle as Ryan Gomes battling here with Nick Fuller. Fuller's trying to work his way back up towards the front. He's trying to get back into this championship race. Tracy Carter says, good luck, Eddie, in the chat. The battle for the lead starting to heat up a little bit. Take a look off the back bumper of Tyler Aspinall. And Moultrie's right there, trying to make the move. So Moultrie's got a little better run up off the corner. Takes a look up to the high side. Aspinall defends. Down into the corner though. Tyler's able to drive in just a little bit deeper. Aspinall is much better through turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. For Moultrie, his advantage is through 3 and 4 and down the front stretch. So pretty even battle here between these two trucks. As Devin Bucciano and Eddie Morris are starting to creep into the picture. Fuller working around the inside of David Hartney. Fuller is now up into the 7th position and continuing his march forward. Trying to get back up into the race for the championship. Side by side, Joseph Wright, Daniel Wiles. This is a battle for 5th. Joe Wright up on that high side trying to get that momentum up off the corner. Here comes Wiles though, battling back on the inside, and Joe Wright's going to clear the 17 down into turn number 3. Meanwhile, back up front, Tyler Aspinall and Mike Moultrie continue to do battle for the top spot. This time Moultrie almost able to get to the back bumper of Tyler Aspinall. Moultrie running a little different line here, trying to gain any advantage he can on that 45. That loses a little bit of time to Aspinall. As we are 15 laps away from stage end. Of course, stage points, as I mentioned earlier, do not matter. It's all about where you finish at the end of the race in comparison to the other 3 championship drivers. And while we've got a little bit of a break in the action, why don't we do a little thing I like to call pump up the intensity. Trucks at full song. See Daniel Wiles got around Ryan Gomes up into the 6th position. And Nick Fuller right there on the back bumper of Gomes trying to move himself closer to the front, trying to battle for a championship. As we are coming to 8 laps to go for the stage end. Tyler Aspinall continues to lead over Mike Moultrie here. Now, I don't use the laboratory during the crank it ups or the pump up the intensity, like Cheeseburger saying that's the reason why. No, I'd like to take the opportunity to let you guys hear the sights and sounds of the racetrack. And actually, currently, I'm fighting a pretty big head cold, so gave me the opportunity to blow my nose there. It's Daniel Wiles and Joe Wright battling it out here for the 5th spot. Wiles down to the inside. These two have been battling for quite a few laps. You saw the battle during the pump up the intensity, and it's continuing here as neither one of them able to get away from each other. Now Joe able to pull ahead of the 17 for now. Nick Fuller running back in the 8th position. And I think he's just content running back here right now. Already burned his reset on the lap 1 incident. And I think he's just, you know, stage points don't matter. Points don't matter. It's all about where you finish at the end of the race. And I think right now he's looking big picture and just kind of hanging out right now until the pit stop. Meanwhile, up front, Tyler Aspinall pulling away from Mike Moultrie. He's got over a half-second lead now over that 24 machine. And Eddie Morris has now gotten around his teammate, Devin Buccino, up into that 3rd position. Now Nick Fuller right there on the back bumper of Ryan Gomes. Looking to get one more point or position here for the end of the stage. Looks like Devin Buccino starting to run back down his teammate. Eddie Morris starting to fall back a little bit towards that 68 machine. And at this point, pit road is closed as we are approaching the end of the stage. Tyler Aspinall still out in front. We have 2 laps left in the stage. And Nick Fuller was able to get around Ryan Gomes. Gomes trying to fight back on the inside. I think Fuller's going to be able to pull ahead here off of turn number 4. He will clear the 55 of Gomes. As we are on our last lap of the stage as they come down the backstretch for the final time in the stage. And off of turn number 4 and down to the stripe. And Tyler Aspinall is going to be your stage winner as the caution does fly. And Tyler Aspinall is your winner of the stage. Of course, as I mentioned, again, stage points do not matter. It's all about where you finish at the end of the race. However, Tyler Aspinall dominated that stage and learned a lot there as far as what his truck's going to do on the long run, and it looks like he might have the best long run speed of anybody on the racetrack right now, as the entire field is going to make their way down pit road. And we'll get ready to get a word in with our stage winner. So here comes the field. Again, weird shaped pit road due to the reconfiguration of the racetrack. See Tyler Aspinall down on the pit road getting 4 tires and fuel. Nick Fuller getting 4 tires and fuel. We should see him be a contender here towards the later part of the race. Mike Moultrie with that first spot. Tyler Aspinall down and away. Moultrie off second. Butchino able to slide off pit road in third. Joe Wright. Daniel Wiles, what happened to Eddie Morris? Eddie's still on pit road. I don't know if he had some damage that he is fixing, but he's still down there on pit road. And let's get a word in with our stage winner. Tyler, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me? Well, let me turn you on in the race chat here. There we go. Man, what a stage. That move down into the dog leg there on the opening lap to take over the lead. How'd you know that was going to stick, and was that just try to get out to the lead early and be able to defend?
Hold on, I'm sorry. I had to tell him what lane I was taking. Can you repeat that?
Sorry about that. I didn't realize it was already going. That lap 1 move there, going through the dog leg, taking it 3 wide. That was a gutsy move there. Was that kind of the strategy, just to get out there in the front and try to just defend from the drop of the green?
Not really. I saw an opportunity, so I just kind of went for it. I wanted to go down to the apron to begin with, but to get the lead, I didn't really expect to do that. To keep it, I also didn't really expect to do that. So we're just going to keep fighting here and see what we come out with.
Awesome, man. Well, again, good luck here tonight. I'm going to move you back up to the your channel, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end and you park that thing in victory lane.
Alrighty. Thank you, Josh.
That was your stage winner, Tyler Aspinall. As we get ready to go back, green flag racing. Pace truck is pulled down onto pit road. And as they come down through turn number 3, green flag is back in the air. We are right back to racing, and this time Moultrie tries to get the jump down to the inside as they go down into turn at number 1. Aspinall's on those fresh tires, able to use that high lane on those fresh tires, and he's going to slide and stay out in front. Issues for David Hartney down on the front stretch here. He's able to get it looped back around. No caution. Oh, there's caution on the racetrack as, more issues as the 55 of Ryan Gomes has gone around. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind here. So we take a look to see what happened to Gomes. Ooh, very similar to what we saw earlier with Nick Fuller. Although a bit of a tank slapper down the backstretch and catches it hard into the inside wall. Ooh, heavy contact with that inside wall. And Eddie Morris just able to sneak through another one. Man, Eddie Morris must have a Jimmy Johnson style golden horseshoe right now, because that's 2 that he's missed tonight by just inches. As now we see the lucky dog coming by. That is the 43 of David Hartney. But a lot of racing still here tonight as we go to crown a champion here in the Blue Ridge Auto Group Truck Series here in the SCSRA. Tomorrow night over on NOMA, we'll have the conclusion of the Dev Sports Car Next Gen Series. Your final 4 drivers tomorrow night are Mike Moultrie, Devin Butchino, Nick Fuller, and Eddie Morris. So basically the same, 3 of the same 4. Only switch out Moultrie for Tyler Aspinall. As we come across the line this time, the lights on the pace truck should be coming off. We'll get ready to go back green flag racing. See which lane Tyler Aspinall chooses this time. Looks like Aspinall's going to jump up on the high side. Which we saw in the last restart here. His pace truck pulls off. We come down towards the restart zone. Green flag in the hand of the starter. And then they go green flag back in the air. Another great jump for Aspinall. So he immediately gets out in front of Moultrie, and Moultrie's almost had a fight on his hands as Joseph Wright was trying to look up to the high side. And Joe Wright looking up to the high side of Devin Butchino. Here comes Nick Fuller trying to look down to the low side. Fuller thought about making it 3 wide for a moment as he's right there on the back bumper of Devin Butchino. As they make their way down through turns 1 and 2. And Eddie Morris, again, he fell back quite a bit here. I think he had a little bit of damage he had to fix up there on that caution under the stage brake. Trying to move his way back up towards the front to try to battle for a championship. Meanwhile, he's going to dive right down to the bottom. Try to work on the 95 of Michael Provolt. Mike Moultrie has some competition here as here comes Joe Wright up to the high side. Couple non-championship drivers here battling out, trying to play spoiler. Again, if Moultrie or Joe Wright or anybody else in the field other than the top 4 win tonight, it doesn't change the championship standings. It just depends on where the highest finishing championship driver finishes tonight. They will win the championship. So if they finish 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, the 9th place finisher would be your champion. More battling here in the back as Ryan Gomes and Michael Provolt are going at it side by side. And Eddie Morris tries to work down to the inside of Daniel Wiles as he tries to work his way back up towards the front. 2 issues for Brett Merle. See what happens to the 11. Doesn't bring out a caution. Looks like he might have looped it all by himself here. Looks like Chuck Balance was far enough by that did not trigger a caution, so we stay green. As Joseph Wright has successfully cleared Mike Moultrie, and now he's going to try to run down Tyler Aspinall to take over the lead of this race. Caution is out. It looks like it is for the 24 of Moultrie. Spun down to the inside, and that's going to bring out the caution flag and a wreckage rewind. Just loses it all by himself, and he's been the most consistent and winningest driver this season, and even he's struggling to tame this tough Phoenix Raceway. I wonder if anybody's going to try to come down pit road and top. There's Eddie Morris. So Eddie in the back of the field, trying to get off strategy here, trying to run something a little bit differently. Making his way down pit road, trying to get off strategy. And I think that's the right call. I'm going to put the replay screen up for just a moment more so you can watch this kid get run over by this dog a few more times. Because I want to make an adjustment here. On my graphic settings. It was the first night race I've run in a while since I've had computer problems recently. So now we'll crank up the graphics a little bit. Me to crack up the number of shadows there on the trucks. Gives a little bit better look here as the trucks roll past the lights. Pace truck pulls down on the pit road. Tyler Aspinall leads him down the backstretch. This time he's going to have Joe Wright to his outside. They come to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing, and a huge jump for Tyler Aspinall as Joe Wright looked like he was caught sleeping. As now the battle is here as Devin Butchino slides up into the second position. He's got Nick Fuller back in third. Joe Wright's going to slide all the way back, it looks like, into the fourth position as Nick Fuller and Devin Butchino go side by side for second. Down through the dog leg. Devin Butchino's going to have the advantage, it looks like, on the high side. Looks like he's going to be able to roll that high side a little bit better than Fuller is. Here comes Fuller trying to hold him back on the outside, or inside, excuse me, as Butchino's going to clear the 14, and Joe Wright trying to use that high lane advantage as well. Will also clear the 14, but here comes Fuller down through the dog leg. we are just past halfway here tonight. Tyler Aspinall just dominating the race here tonight. Devin Butchino, though, trying to run him back down and have an opportunity to win the championship here tonight at Phoenix. Further back, Eddie Morris stuck back in traffic. Ooh, as Gomes catches the wall off of turn at number 2. Morris doing everything he can to try to get himself back up towards the front to compete for a championship. Right now back in the 7th spot. Although he is running a little different strategy, so he did come down and pit on that last caution, which is going to let him stretch this fuel run just a little bit longer in case we do have a caution. Now, we've seen quite a few drivers have some issues. Championship caliber drivers. We saw Nick Fuller get loose on lap number 1 and bring out a yellow. We saw Mike Moultrie, who's being shown a couple laps down right now, running all by himself, lose it all by himself, and he's currently running back in the 13th position. Leaders are catching Moultrie quickly. I don't know how much damage that 24 machine has. As right now his lap times are, well, they are as fast as the leaders right now. So he is staying out in front of our leaders as Devin Butchino is inching closer to the back bumper of Tyler Aspinall. Now Butchino has closed the gap and he's in within 2 car lengths of that 45. Right along here with Devin. Holding a pretty wheel here, not doing too much sawing on the wheel. That truck is hooked up pretty well right now as he's trying to inch closer to the 45 of Tyler Aspinall. Meanwhile, a little further back, we see Eddie Morris looking down underneath Daniel Wiles and trying to move himself up into the 5th position, which he will, as he's inching closer towards the top or towards the front of the field. So now all 4 of our championship drivers in the top 5. The only non-championship driver is the 82 of Joseph Wright. Trying to play spoiler here tonight to get the win. Of course, it wouldn't change the championship at all if he was to get the win here tonight. Here comes Nick Fuller, though, taking a look down to the inside of Joseph Wright. Fuller not able to complete that pass. Eddie Morris, currently the 2nd quickest truck on the track. Take that back. Eddie Morris is the fastest truck on the racetrack right now. Especially with Fuller and Joe Wright running side by side. That's allowing Eddie Morris to creep right back up to this battle. Trying to put himself in a position to win a championship here, as Joe Wright was just side by side with Nick Fuller. Fuller trying to do everything he can to get around this 82. And anybody who runs the SCSRA or has raced with Joe Wright before knows Joe Wright is the Ryan Newman of this league. He is incredibly difficult to pass. It doesn't matter how much quicker you are than him. He is going to race you like it's the last lap every race, and that's perfectly okay. I mean, these guys are out here to race, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now is Joe Wright trying to take the line away from Nick Fuller. Also, this is helping his teammate Devin Bucciano as Nick Fuller now takes a look down to the inside as they come through the dog leg, and they're going to be side by side down into turn number 1. Fuller gets a little looser off of turn 2. That allows Joe Wright to have a little more momentum down the backstretch, and as they come down into 3 and 4, they continue to be door-to-door, side-by-side, battle for 3rd place. And look who's creeping into the picture. You see that 8 of Eddie Morris inching closer to these two battling side-by-side for 3rd. Fuller still not able to get the momentum to get around Joe Wright. Here comes Morris right here into the picture. He is there and on the back bumper of these two as they go side by side down into turn number 1. Oh, I apologize. I thought I had my mic muted right there. I really do apologize for that. As Eddie Morris now has caught the 14 of Nick Fuller. Not able to get around it just yet, but he is right there on the back bumper as Fuller continues to find a way around this 82, sees what he can do to try to get that pass made. Here comes Eddie Morris now down to the apron. He's continuing to try to move forward. Fuller still not able to get around as Tyler Aspinall now makes his way down onto pit road. This is going to be his final pit stop of the race. Brian Merle Jr., Michael Provolt also coming down pit road right now. Here comes Devin Bucciano this time down onto pit road. This is the money stop. These drivers have to nail this pit road entry. Now Nick Fuller and Eddie Morris are your top 2. Again, we know Morris can go a few laps further than the rest of the field. Everybody was in on lap 52. Eddie Morris was in on lap 67. So that is about 6 or 7 laps more fuel in his tank than the rest of the field. So here goes Nick Fuller down underneath Joe Wright. Joe able to fire back off and stay out in front momentarily, as now Nick Fuller is going to jump up to the high side and try to take that position away. Nick Fuller into the outside wall, just a little contact there, breaks his momentum. Doesn't look like it did any damage to the truck as he is still trying to rocket forward towards the 82 of Joe Wright. Caution out on the racetrack. And it looks like it's for the 68 of Devin Butchino. Another one of our playoff drivers, our championship drivers, getting some damages. There's 24. Mike Moultrie was involved as well. Uh-oh. Here's a replay. Let's see what happened here as we see Devin Butchino running by himself here. Just loses it off of turn at number 2. Tries to get it back around. Oh, Moultrie, he was, man, that's, he thought the track was clear. He started to spin it back around, and Moultrie just nowheres to go. I'll take a look here from the roof cam of Moultrie. Looks like Butchino thought the racetrack was clear. Started to, oh, no, actually Moultrie got loose off the corner. I think Moultrie just got a little loose off the corner there, and yeah, that Devin may have rolled a little bit, but I don't think it was enough to actually cause the Moultrie to get into him. So it's a tough break for another one of our playoff drivers. So the curse continues as Nick Fuller looped it on lap number 1. He had to take his reset early, went 2 laps down, now finds himself the lead driver in the championship. Eddie Morris had some damage, was forced to stay on pit road for an extended amount of time. Now he finds himself back in second. Tyler Aspinall, his bad luck was pitting too soon. He came down pit road and got caught behind everybody on that most recent exchange. And then Devin Butchino just loops it off of turn number 2, trying to chase everybody down. You see him right now. He's at the tail end of the line, and I'm not sure how much damage that 68 has. And we're trying to take a look here to see what kind of damage this truck has. Through the magic of iRacing, we can always do this. Oh, that's heavy damage to that right front of that truck. While it's not a highly aerodynamic dependent track, that is significant damage to that 68 machine. Unless we get another caution where Devin can come down and get that fixed, I'd have to say his playoff chances are just about all but done. So here we go. Joseph Wright is your leader. Nick Fuller to his outside. Eddie Morris runs back in third, and then Ryan Gomes back in fourth. Dave Wright and Chuck Balance back in row number 3. As the field makes their way down to the Geico restart zone, green flags back in the air. Joe Wright takes over the lead. As Nick Fuller tries to defend from Eddie Morris. Morris going to take a look down to the inside as Nick Fuller goes up to the lead of the race, side by side with Joe Wright. Little contact between the two. We see some 3-wide racing behind as Tyler Aspinall try to make some moves to get himself back up towards the front. And Nick Fuller is going to take over the lead of the race from Joe Wright. Now Joe Wright slides back in front of Fuller on the high side. Meanwhile, right behind we see Tyler Aspinall making his way around Ryan Gomes. Eddie Morris diving down to the bottom of Nick Fuller as they're going to go side by side into turn number 1. Oh, Eddie got a little loose there on the low side, able to gather it back up, but that's allowing the field to catch right back up as here comes Tyler Aspinall looking down to the inside of Ryan Gomes. Put Aspinall up into the 4th position as he tries to work his way back towards the front. Talking about Devin Butchino's speed back here. He's running actually as quickly as as Tyler Aspinall right now, so maybe that damage not as significant as we first thought. As Joseph Wright continues to try to hold off Nick Fuller for the lead of the race, as we are coming to next time by, we'll have just 22 laps to go. Jared Wright, I hate to say it, but it looks like your FanDuel is a bust. You might want to cash that out early if you can. Again, side-by-side battle for the lead. Fuller trying to get out in front of Joe Wright. Joe able to fire off on that high side as they continue to go door-to-door, side-by-side down the backstretch for the race lead. Again, Nick Fuller not having to win the race. Well, he's trying. Looks like this time he might be able to clear Joe Wright off of turn number 2. Wright, though, firing back up on that high side. And Eddie Morris just sitting back here watching this battle. Hanging back a little bit in case something happens between these two. Joe Wright runs way up the track this time. Does Nick Fuller have enough to clear him? He's going to slide job him here. And here comes Joe Wright back to the inside now with the crossover. He saw Eddie Morris make hard contact with the outside wall. And now Nick Fuller at the outside wall. That's going to move Eddie Morris up in the second and into the championship lead. Oh, some contact. Nick Fuller up into the outside wall. He holds on to it. Here comes Tyler Aspinall down to the inside as they come down the backstretch. Move Tyler Aspinall up into the 3rd position. Eddie Morris, your top spot in the championship with 18 laps to go. Tyler Aspinall, though, trying to run down that 8 machine. But don't count Nick Fuller out just yet. He's still back here. As we see Mike Moultrie in the 24, he gets a little bit loose into the outside wall. He is still being scored a couple laps down. Here comes Fuller back down to the inside. Again, Eddie Morris does not have to win the race. He just has to hold off Tyler Aspinall. And right now, Aspinall trying to catch back up to that 8 machine as we have 16 laps to settle it here at Phoenix. And look at this, Devin Butchino working through the field up into the 6th position with that damaged truck. Don't count him out just yet. Joe Wright extending his lead over Eddie Morris, as Eddie Morris is doing everything he can to hold off the 45 of Tyler Aspinall with just 15 laps to go. And you know, in the back of these drivers' minds, they're thinking, what if a caution comes out? There's only one driver on the racetrack actually praying for a caution right now, and that is Devin Butchno. So he can get his truck back down on the pit road, get that repaired, and have a shot here at the end. Eddie Morris, though, just holding on, praying that he can hold on to the second spot and take home a championship here in the SCSRA Truck Series. What a turnaround for this 8 team, as Eddie Morris had some computer issues, which is as big as technical issues in real racing, or mechanical issues in real racing. Was kind of sidelined for a little bit. He was not able to, or not comfortable, wasn't able to run in VR, didn't feel real comfortable using the one TV screen that he had. And now look at him up front here, racing for a championship, coming to 11 laps to go when we cross the line next time by. Ooh, catches the outside wall just a little bit. You've seen that all race long, drivers just bouncing off that wall off of turn number 2. Doesn't look like it was enough to do any damage, though, as Tyler Aspinall was not able to make any ground on him. As Joseph Wright continues the lead, Eddie Morris is just a little bit quicker than Joe Wright. Tyler Aspinall is just a little bit quicker than Eddie Morris. So last time by, Eddie Morris ran so Joe Wright ran a 27.77. Eddie ran a 71. Tyler Aspinall ran a 74. Nick Fuller ran a 75. Devin Butchno also ran a 75. So Devin as fast as our leaders, as we see Nick Fuller just nudging that outside wall yet again off of 2. So that's been the trouble spot all night long. We've seen drivers just pound that wall off of turn number 2. And Eddie Morris inching closer to Joseph Wright. Eddie wants to win the race and the championship at the same time. Oh, Tyler Aspinall sideways off of turn number 2. He's doing everything he can to try to run down that 8 of Eddie Morris. You see him right on that yellow line, up off of turn number 4 down to the stripe. And Eddie Morris is right there on Joseph Wright. He is trying everything he can to get around this 82 to win the race and the championship. Just 8 laps to go. Seven laps left here. Eddie Morris still able to drive into the corner just a little bit deeper than Joe Wright. Joe able to get the throttle down just a little bit earlier, it looks like. That's the view out the back bumper towards Tyler Aspinall, who is, again, these 3 drivers are basically trading back and forth lap times. Time by, Joe ran an 84, Eddie an 81, Tyler a 78, Nick Fuller a 28.05. So, and Eddie's there. I mean, Eddie's doing everything he can to get right there. Tyler Aspinall, we saw him sideways a few times trying to catch up to Eddie Morris. We have just 5 laps to settle it. Joe and Eddie running that middle lane. We see Tyler Aspinall running that high lane through turns 1 and 2. A Last time by, our 3 leaders ran identical lap times. This time by, it looks like Eddie Morris is going to get a little bit of a run here on Joe Wright as they go down into turn number 1. Eddie not quite close enough to make a move, but he is right there on the back bumper, and so isn't Tyler Aspinall. Tyler's there right on the back bumper of Eddie Morris. Eddie's going to try the high lane this time. He's going to try to run it down the hill to get a run here on Joe Wright. He's going to look down to the inside. They're going to be side by side for the lead with Tyler Aspinall right there trying to follow through as well. Off of turn number 2, Aspinall right there on the back bumper of Eddie Morris. He's trying to loosen him up down the backstretch. Eddie throws the block down into turn number 3. Aspinall is going to move the 8 up the racetrack. Joe Wright right there caught up as we have just 2 laps to go. Eddie Morris, Tyler Aspinall side by side down through the tri-oval. Aspinall up to the high side. Eddie's going to take the lead away from Joe Wright. Aspinall runs up the track, almost runs into Joe Wright. That's going to be the momentum killer that Eddie Morris needs to keep Tyler Aspinall behind as they come down the backstretch into turn number 3. We are coming to the white flag. Tyler Aspinall drives it deep into turn number 4. 1 lap to go here at Phoenix. Eddie Morris trying to hold off Tyler Aspinall. It's going to be a last-ditch effort for that 45 as Eddie Morris is cleared and starting to pull away from Tyler Aspinall off of turn number 2. Eddie Morris just 2 more corners to win the race and the championship as they come off of turn number 3 into turn number 4. Eddie Morris sees the checkered flag. Eddie Morris wins the race and the championship here tonight at Phoenix. Wow, what a finish. Those last 15 laps just heart-pounding, especially for the driver of the 8 Morris Customs machine. You know his heart was pumping there at the end. The strategy worked out for him, having some issues there at the beginning of the race. And he gets the win here and the championship here tonight as his fellow competitors give him a little victory nudge there. As they're going to make their way down to the start-finish line for the ceremonial top 3 picture. And Eddie Morris is going to be able to actually park this thing in victory lane. Cheeseburger says, congratulations, Eddie. I know there's a lot of happy Eddie fans out there here tonight. And Eddie Morris is going to celebrate his win here. He's actually, again, he's going to be able to actually park this truck down in victory lane if he can find it. Let's take a look at our results here tonight. Again, Eddie Morris getting the win and the championship. Tyler Aspinall brings it home in 2nd. Joe Wright back in 3rd. Nick Fuller 4th, Devin Bucchino in the 5th spot. Daniel Wiles brings it home 6th, Ryan Gomes 7th, Brian Merle Jr. back in 8th, Chuck Balance brings it home in 9th, and David Wright finishes in 10th here tonight. 11th was Michael Provolt, 12th was David Hartney, 13th Mike Moultrie Jr., and Brett Merle rounds out the field as we see Eddie Morris pulling that truck into victory lane. I don't know why my victory lane camera is not working like I had it. That's all right. We can get that right back where we had it before. I'm not sure who's in there parking it in there with Looks like all of Neon Racing parking it down here in Victory Lane. As we get ready to talk to our top three here tonight. We're still trying to figure this out here, as all of Neon Racing trying to park it here in Victory Lane. They're still trying to figure this one out. We're going to get ready to talk to our top three as soon as they make their way down into the waiting room. Starting with our third place finisher, Joseph Wright. Joe, you got Josh up in the booth. Got me? Man, what a run for you here tonight. Thought you were going to sneak away and steal the victory tonight, but instead you're bringing home in third. I know it's a disappointment coming home third, but man, what a run here. Talk us through that race, especially how wild that racing was there at the end.
Man, I did the best I could to hang on to that there at the end. Eddie was just faster, and so was Tyler, and they were coming hard. And I didn't, they're racing for the championship, so I didn't want to door bang with them, so I tried to stay high and up out of their way when they got to me. So congratulations to Eddie, man. Well deserved. Tyler, great race. Unfortunate circumstances there with the caution and things of that nature, but that's racing. And great job to Team Neon this season. We took the team championship. Now we took the truck championship as well, and Eddie going out in style, winning that thing.
Yeah, I know you're racing him pretty hard. I know he's your teammate, and we always joke around saying that you are the Ryan Newman of the SCSRA. I know you always say you're never going to give anybody a break, but talk us through what was going through your mind there, knowing that Eddie was racing for the championship right there.
I just wanted to get to the end. I wanted to win that thing. I was giving it everything I had there at the end. I had burnt up the right front running high so many laps with Fuller underneath me. I'm not sure what happened to him, if he got loose or what happened there on the outside when he hit the wall, but that cost him his run there too as well. So, but it was a great race, good racing all the way to the end.
Well, again, awesome job coming home in third here tonight. And before we let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shout you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, man, just same as always, shout out to the team here at SCSRA for putting on a hell of a league every single week. I know it's not a difficult or not an easy task. It's pretty difficult to keep these guys in line and keep everybody happy, which is, as we know, is an impossible task. Great job to you up in the booth, Josh. I watch you back every week and check things out, see what's going on there and what people are saying and doing. But man, thanks to everybody from all season long. Thanks to everybody racing and coming back next season. Gonna be another good year next season. I think we have a pretty loaded field in the truck. So.
Yeah, it looks like we have a pretty loaded field all together in the SCSRA. So again, congrats, Joe. I was rooting for you. I was hoping you were going to get the win here tonight, but great job coming home on P3.
Thanks, buddy.
Have a great night.
Later.
That was your third place finisher, Joe Wright. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Tyler Aswell. Tyler, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Sir, I got you.
Man, I know a little bit of heartbreak and disappointment there. Coming home in second, just behind Eddie. But man, what a run there! What a battle! I know you won the stage, showed a lot of speed, drove a little bit from the back, got caught out a little bit on strategy, and you seem to be the only driver who was able to keep the truck clean here tonight, but just came up a little bit short. Was there anything different you might have been able to do there at the end to try to get around Eddie?
Pit with Eddie, probably. I mean, if you can't beat him, join him. So, yeah, I knew the second that he was the first one to pit, I thought if this thing goes green, he's going to get it, and if we get a caution, he's going to get it. So it was just feel like it was kind of checkmate from there. I knew in my head, but I just tried to ignore it and just tried to run my own race. But I knew from the second he pit that he was the one that did something different, along with Nick. Nick was on the same strategy, but he fell off there toward the end. Uh, yeah, I knew that he did it because I've seen him done it before. I ran iOS, I ran the FRL with him. I knew that he was going to be the one to get it done through strategy, and that's exactly what he did. So congrats to him for that.
Yeah, we saw the bump that you gave him down the backstretch. Or I know you were doing everything you could to try to get around him. Well, you think there's anything else you might be able to do to get by that 8 truck tonight?
I'll be honest with you, Josh. I didn't even want to hit him going into 3. I tried to back it down as much as I could because I completely forgot I had to brake earlier. I know it sounds like a pretty lousy excuse, but I had no intent to hit him. I didn't want to win by moving him out of the way. I didn't want to win by wrecking him. I wanted to win fair and square, just like I'm sure he definitely, probably, for sure, totally, definitely wanted to. So, yeah, I want to win fair and square. I don't want to win it by moving somebody out of the way or wrecking someone or having somebody come up and wrecking someone or having somebody hold up another person that has nothing to do with it. But yeah, I want to do this fair and square. So I had no intent of wrecking him. I just accidentally hit him a little bit. Whatever. Rubbin's racing.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the runner-up in your rookie season. A great way to finish the season out. I know you're looking forward to next season as well. Before we let you go, though, Tyler, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give?
Yeah, Giant Eagle 213simware.com, w.gg/ I don't even remember my thing now. It's I think it's I don't even remember what it is. Whatever. I haven't said that one in a while. 4 O'Clock Media. Mom for not killing me for staying up this late. Taylor for watching it. Sherry, Grammy, anybody else who's watching for me, thank you. Looking forward to next year. Starting Cup next year too. So 2 nights a week. Hopefully we can come back, win it this time, and maybe on Wednesday nights too.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the runner-up here tonight in the race and the championship, and good luck next season. We look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yep. Thanks, Josh.
Have a great night.
You too, man.
So that was your second place finisher. Let's bring in your winner here tonight. Driver of the 8 Morris Customs machine, Eddie Morris. Eddie, you got Josh up to the booth. You got me?
Hey, brother. How's it going?
Man, I know tonight was not the excitement that you were looking for here tonight. You had a couple really close calls here tonight, and able to get yourself parked in victory lane with your teammates. Talk us through that race, man. That was incredible.
Well, the first one, man, when Fuller and everybody at the front got into that, I don't know, like I seen him go in front of me, and then like I net coded through him, and I got the 4X, and I'm waiting for my meatball flag because it was crazy, and nothing ever come out, and Joe and everybody was looking at my car, and they're like, I don't see anything wrong with it, and I'm like, well, okay, you know. So raced the rest of that all the way up to the stage, and turns out I had like 37 seconds of optional. Went ahead and got it fixed. I figured might as well, right? And just hung out, and I mean, I knew the truck was fast. I ran a ton of laps here. Yeah, it was a crazy race, man, for sure. And then Fuller, him and Joe were up there racing for the win or whatever, and kind of feel like he pinched me down. I almost lost it there. Drove it back up to him. Felt like he pinched me again, and I'm like, it ain't gonna happen. If that wasn't the case, I apologize. But if it was the case, I don't apologize. If that makes any sense. But yeah, man. And then Tyler with the beating and banging at the end there. Like, bro, I ain't gonna let you pass me 3 wide, bro. It ain't gonna happen. That track was way too slick for that nonsense. I don't think any of us would have made it back to the start finish line. But yeah, it is what it is.
Man,
It was a crazy race. Glad to put it in victory lane and being here with all my neon teammates, and God bless America.
yeah, actually parking in victory lane, that's pretty cool too. But man, that strategy worked out for you. It's exactly what I said when you stayed out or came down pit lane and topped off there on that short yellow we had. I said, that's going to be the opportunity Eddie needs here, because we've seen that strategy work out for you in the past. And even Tyler said, he's raced with you enough to know that strategy usually works out for you 9 out of 10 times. was that exactly what you were just hoping for, to kind of catch that caution pit off cycle and have a chance there at the end?
Once I hit a certain number, I knew to go in or not to go in. And I don't think I could have made it to the end at that point. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know because I was messing with it a couple times. But I knew like the cars were fast. The trucks were fast as a whole. Like this whole group, they've come a long ways. Proud of everybody here. But yeah, man, like they were fast, and it was really tough to pass somebody. So like if you can't pass them on the track, or if you're having a hard time passing them on the track, then you got to think of other ways to do it, right? And that was just my thinking, because like I could get up there and then like my car would fall off or whatever the case may be. But yeah, pulled that strategy and was able to leapfrog those guys and hold on to it.
Well, after the adversity that you had early in the season with the computer, able to get yourself here in victory lane, and you're a champion, Eddie. How's that feel?
Man, I kind of feel like it's a Kyle Busch championship. No, I'm just playing. This one definitely wasn't handed to me. Nah, bro, it feels pretty good. Especially winning the next gen, the first season of the next gen's last season. So coming off of that and being able to back that performance up in the trucks this season, walk away with it. It's pretty awesome, for sure. Looking forward to going back to back tomorrow night.
Awesome, man. And I feel like the competition in the trucks has been a little more stout than the next gen series. But man, great job again coming home with the victory and the championship. Team Neon getting the championship. Man, go celebrate with your boys.
Show, man. I'm about to be all Ben Rhodes up in here in a minute.
Yep. Before you let you go, though, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give? I know Tracy said good luck, Eddie, in the chat there earlier, so I know she was watching.
Yeah, that's probably my mama. So appreciate her. Yeah, man. Shout out to Intensity. Thank you guys for broadcasting this so people like that can tune in and kind of keep up with everybody's hobbies and stuff. It's really cool to go back and watch that. So we really appreciate you, Josh. Of course, shout out to Blue Ridge Auto Group for coming on board this season for the season, or for the can't talk, man. I'm already Ben Rhodes in it. For being the series sponsor, we appreciate them. Dev Sports Cards. If you're looking for anything like sports memorabilia, anything like that, go to eBay, type in Dev's Sports Cards, and I'm sure he'll probably have something there that you'd be interested in. Valentine's Day is coming up. Get something for that sports fan. Shout out to Morris Customs for the sweet paints every week. Shout out to my teammates, man. I definitely wouldn't be here without those guys. 100%. All the way from Dev, Joe, D. Wright, Hartney. Yeah, man, it's definitely crazy. Can't believe it. Good stuff.
Well, again, awesome job here tonight, Eddie, bringing home the championship, and good luck tomorrow night at in the next gen series. I'll be pulling for you there as well.
Thanks, brother.
Have a great night.
You too, man.
Well, that is going to do it for us here tonight from Phoenix International Raceway. Don't forget to tune in a few weeks. We'll take a few weeks off before they come back with the next season. It looks like our first race will be either the 20th or the 27th. I don't know if we're going to be broadcasting the Clash. I believe we are. But we'll be here at least the 27th on for the rest of the season. So again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Again, congratulations to Eddie Morris and Team Neon. Congratulations to all 4 of our championship drivers. And don't forget to tune in on Thursday night for Thursdays and Mondays for Thunderstruck. Tuesday night, as you know, the Doghouse Racing League just started back up tonight, so we'll be back here on Tuesday nights as well. Of course, don't forget about Sunday nights with the INSS Street Stock Series. So lots of racing here, and a few announcements coming up pretty soon with a couple new series coming up. So we're looking forward to that. So stay tuned. Check our Facebook page. And again, thank all our great partners, including IntensityBroadcasting.com, Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs, The Butt Kicker, if you're looking for a brand new way to experience iRacing. Check out a Butt Kicker. Get yourself that seat of the pants feel. Get that haptic feedback. Check it out at thebuttkicker.com. And as our boy Atman Weiss would say, over and out.